All right. Hello, elite super fans. Welcome to the Raider Homer channel. I'm Raider Homer, and joining me is Fred Kilmartin and Super Cowboy. How y'all doing tonight, fellas?
Doing
Hey,
good.
I'm doing great. Doing great.
Cool. So, elite super fans, we are doing a test run for tomorrow's show at 8 o'clock CST. We want to make sure that everything's working correctly. So we're working out, ironing everything out, man. Tonight, we're just watching the Falcons and the Panthers play. It's a nice little defensive struggle. Of course, these are two weaker teams, but I gotta admit, I'm glad to see a nice, low scoring game, especially in today's NFL. Some of these games are just like watching Madden.
Exactly.
Now the problem is
Yeah.
the NFL nowadays is starting to look a little bit more like college football because there are so much high scoring going on and not much defense to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fun. I love the 13-10 games, from the 90s and the early 2000s, when you had elite defenses. Of course, you have solid defenses like the Bucks and other teams like the Ravens and the Steelers, but it's so few and far between. So
Yeah, there's nothing better than watching a football team kick 6 field goals to win a game. I'm impressed with that.
yeah, when you can. Hey, I like it. That's the hard hitting game, especially when they're laying people out.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me about the defense, man, with these Cowboys.
Yeah,
Scoring 3
man.
points and that's it. The other team scoring 30 something.
And then they just got rid of Everson Griffin down there in Cowboy Land too, huh?
Exactly. Yeah.
They traded him off to the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I don't know why they would do that.
I was scratching my head also, man. What's going on with that?
I'll tell you what, you can have Malik Collins back. He's been a bust for us so far.
Yeah. I was like, what? You're getting rid of the best guy that's doing something out there right now, or trying at least.
Yeah. Well, the problem with the Dallas Cowboys is the offensive line is so injured and banged up.
And the
injuries.
defense,
I mean, this is how important. I think this season shows how important the preseason is. You get the chance to get in football shape, where your starters get a chance to bang it out a little bit, but they're not playing the full game. Then they get some time off. Get back to practice. But now it's like full on. It's all go, and it's wearing out their bodies. I mean, we've dealt with injuries like a mofo. We've been hit with the injury bug. The injury bug took a baseball bat to us, and it's been rough.
No, yeah, absolutely. And then a new coach, new coaches, not just one new coach, but then you got this weird season and no preseason, and it's crazy injuries. Dak goes down.
And that's the thing is that the NFL was actually thinking about looking into trying to get rid of the preseason before this season with this pandemic, but I really don't think you can. I think you really need to have the preseason. I think you need to have OTAs. I think you need to have training camp. These guys have to get in as much football shape as they can, and these guys just spending 2 weeks at their own facility, and going and starting playing football games right off the bat. They got to get their body up to the football speed of the game and how physical that football is. So, I mean, I really think that they need to. I know with this pandemic, but I think we should have kept the preseason. I don't think we should have got rid of it, and maybe try to get these guys together a lot sooner than we did.
Yeah, absolutely. At least 2 games,
Yeah, right. I mean, because you think about it, the NFL's had a couple of hiccups along the way with the COVID, but for the most part, they've been keeping everybody healthy for the most part. So the NFL, really has done a great job. And you look at the NBA and the MLB, they struggled a little bit too, but they ended up finishing their season. So I'm hoping that the NFL can continue doing the job that they're doing and keeping the players safe, the players' families safe, and all the players, all the staffs in the organization, so we can get a full season in as well.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we will, though. These players, a lot of them have gone on the COVID list, but they're coming off. There might be some heart issues down the road that we'll learn about, but the healthy players are coming off of there. They're playing well. It's not taking forever, and it's not, and fingers crossed, but And as far as you talk about the NBA and the MLB, eventually the league, they want, we won't go too far into it because we can have some more topics for tomorrow, but they're talking about doing a bubble during the playoffs. So, as long as we can get there, but I think we will. I really do think we will. They've done a good job of shifting people over in order to let players come back. So yeah, the NFL is doing a really good job.
Yeah, well,
absolutely. I mean, you really have to. You think about the money that the NFL hasn't invested in this season right now, and how much money that they're actually losing without having fans in the stadiums. I mean, so the NFL is totally invested, and they're trying to just recoup some of that money that they're losing. So I mean, they're against the wall to make sure that this continues keeping players and their families and organization staffs healthy, because the last thing they want is to have a season fold. And I know, myself included, I don't want to see the NFL fold it.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely
not.
At
all.
Hell no.
I want to see the Raiders go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it with everything that's going on in this world. I mean, people like me, we really need something in our life right now. And for me, it's the NFL. I mean, this is something I look forward to. I enjoy watching it. It's not just that I'm a big Bills fan. I love watching the NFL as a whole. I love the sport. So it helps me get through some of those tough times that we're all having.
Same here, man. Football is my number one sport. I don't really follow too much baseball or basketball or hockey or anything. I watch it here and there, but football is what I'm waiting for every season.
Yeah, I mean, I do the same thing. I'm a huge Yankee fan. I'm a huge Syracuse Orangeman basketball, football fan, and I mean, I love watching hockey. My love is the NFL. I love the sport. I love what it stands for. I mean, it's fun to watch. I love how it's more like a chess match, with coaches fighting against each other. It's like a chess match. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and one of the great things, of course, about sports in general, but especially football, it brings together people like us, diehard people that are doing, podcasts and YouTube channels, and go the extra mile as far as dressing up to elevate that game day experience. Sports in general are a great thing, and so we definitely need it because we got cut short. The baseball season got cut short, but congratulations to LA Dodgers and all the LA Dodger Raider fans out there. Congratulations to y'all. Congratulations to the Lakers. I thought that was awesome, how 2020 turned out to be the year of for LA after the Kobe Bryant accident where he lost his life, man. So that's kind of cool that LA, rallied, and that's what sports do, right? Bring people together.
And not only that, I mean,
great stories come out of it.
And where else can you talk to a complete stranger? Like, say, for example, you're driving down the road and somebody cuts you off and you're like, are you kidding me? What? And then you look and you're like, oh, he's got a Raider tag on there. Oh, he's okay then. That's all right. I do it. Bills fan. He's family. It's hey, he didn't mean to do that.
yeah. It must have been an accident.
Yeah,
exactly.
And where else you think about it? You're in the bar or the store or anywhere, and you see a person wearing your rival. And you got to bust them on. I mean, it's funny is they'll bust them back, and they know it's all in good fun because that's what the NFL does. It brings people together.
Absolutely,
it's the ultimate icebreaker.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah, no matter who they are, as long as they're not wearing a Patriots sweatshirt or
anything. Yeah, those guys, they dominated for 20 years. I'm glad that's over with, for sure.
And that's what I normally say when I see a Patriots fan. Fan since 2001?
Yeah, right. Yeah, man. And not to knock the Silver Bullet. He's been on the Raider Homer channel. That dude has been a Patriot fan for a long time. But yeah, I remember as a kid, you didn't see a lot of Patriots fans.
No.
You didn't see a lot of Warrior fans. But it's the way it is,
Yeah,
but,
that's how it goes.
Hopefully, my team, and I hope for y'all, but my team first. Hopefully we can go on a 20-year run like that. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Right.
I wouldn't have a problem with it. The New England Patriots have ruined Buffalo Bills football for the last 20 years. So.
Yeah, that was a tough division for y'all,
fellas. Come on.
Yeah, especially after the early 90s. I think we were talking a little bit about, Marv Levy in the 4 years that they went to the Super Bowl. That was rough,
I didn't have a problem with that.
At least you got there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know though. I lost one, or we lost one in 03, and I slept in the fetal position for about 2 weeks. So I took it hard.
That one was a stinger though. If you think about it, that was a stinger. That's when Gruden left, and you guys. Yeah, I know. I feel your pain.
Yeah, when I see Bills fan, I don't even bring anything up. I'm like, I feel bad for you guys.
Yeah.
But,
anything that could happen to the Buffalo Bills happened in the 4 Super Bowl runs that we had. Thurman Thomas forgetting his helmet, Jim Kelly getting hurt. We have
Scott Norwood
pulling one. We had an offensive coordinator before the Washington games, they calling out the Washington Redskins, tell them they're not that great, they're not hogs, they're nothing. Oh yeah, they took that and used it for motivation. They hung that up in the locker room, and that motivated the crap out of them. So
yeah, exactly.
But that happens. But you know what? Something that stands strong. And I mean, I don't think you're going to see a team, because of the way there's so much parity in the NFL. I don't think you're going to see a team go to 4 consecutive Super Bowls. I really don't. I don't think you will.
Yeah, no, the way the players leave so often, it's going to be hard, But I guess the new way that we do it now is they trade these players. I'm hoping that's what we do. There's a lot of trade rumors going around. These players, man, they are leaving for big contracts like a Khalil Mack and things like that. So, I'm glad that we got that first round for Khalil Mack. It turned into Josh Jacobs, and if Josh Jacobs doesn't want to do, stay, then we can get some. He's got value. We can get some return on him. Of course, y'all got Amari Cooper, Super Cowboy from us, so thank you. We appreciate that first round pick also. And that turned into, Damon Arnett,
And you think about what the Amari Cooper trade did for the Dallas Cowboys, because the Dallas Cowboys, before they brought in Amari Cooper, I think Garrett was on his way to get fired, but then they bring him on and they won like 7 games after 7-1.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Des was gone and we had no receivers.
Yeah, and I think if that Amari Cooper trade does not make, I think Garrett goes before he went anyways. You know what I mean? I think he would have went soon, to be honest with you.
I think so too. Absolutely.
But that's the thing about today's players. They get that big contract and then they're not as productive, man. So, I don't know.
The thing that kills me is that nowadays players are dictating when they want to be traded. You hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Trade me. I mean, that was unheard of in the 80s and 90s. I mean, you had teams that they had players stay together for years, and that's how you were building dynasties. The players never left. It wasn't about the agency. It wasn't about the almighty dollar. It was about playing football. That's what it was. And back in the 80s and 90s, the NFL was very, very physical. And these players, you got a concussion. It was like, yeah, I'm fine. Give me some smelling salt. I'm back in the game. I'm good. Now, if you stub your toe, you're going to miss a couple weeks because you have turf toe. So
exactly.
Yeah, but that's when football was football. I wish I had the Players Congress shirt right over here.
You were able to hit it. That's why I always tell people, everyone's like, Tom Brady's a GOAT. Guess what? Tom Brady wouldn't be nothing if he played in the 80s and the early 90s. They wouldn't have any of that. That's when you could actually hit a quarterback. And now you watch them, they turn to the referee and go, and then there's a flag.
Oh man, it's insane. Yeah, it's insane how that works.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, like I said earlier, this is just a little test run. So, before we get out of here, Super Cowboy, tell Elite Super fans a little bit about yourself.
So, I lived in Mexico when I was younger. I was born here. Came in the 90s. I'm the older brother from 2 brothers, so I have a younger brother, and didn't really know much about football or any sports really in the 90s and 90 when I came. So I started watching it by myself, kind of like just hearing people talk about Super Bowls and this and that. And unfortunately, I was against the Bills that I finally was like, wait a minute, I want to watch, what's this Super Bowl thing? And I watched the Cowboys beat on the Bills. And I started following the Cowboys from there on. That's a kind of where I started being a little bit of a fan. When you're a kid, it's not as crazy as how it is now when you're older. But I started following them and watching whenever I could here and there. And as I got older, I started wearing masks to different events, as a more like a tradition, like a Mexican tradition, because from what I remember being in Mexico, I would watch a lot of wrestling. So I was like, that'd be kind of cool to wear a mask. A lot of people wear masks to football games and stuff like that, and they just wear them just because it looks cool, and then it goes with their uniform or whatever. But with me, I wanted to do something, for my Mexican culture. So I was like, if I'm gonna wear a mask, I'm gonna wear it all the time. I don't want people to know my face, how they do it. They get married with their mask on. They walk around with their mask on. So I was like, I'm gonna do it the right way, and that's kind of how it started. I just started wearing a mask to the football games and adding here and adding that, and then I was part of the SCDC fan club over there in Los Angeles. So then I was like, I'm gonna start wearing this to go watch the games, and we used to watch them, in restaurants or bars or whatever. And I would just suit up. I would suit up and hype everybody up, and it was a good time. So that's how it started with me. A little, not the whole story, but a little bit of it.
That's cool, man. It's cool.
Yeah,
So all the way back to the 90s. That's a long run, man. So,
yeah, since the 90s. Cool.
So you remember the Florida Dallas Cowboys game, the first one?
The first game that I went to?
No, the first game the Dallas Cowboys beat the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Do I remember it?
Yeah, the score.
It was the second Super Bowl.
Second Super Bowl was 30 to 13. 52 to 17.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The 52.
Exactly. We won the first half in the second one, 13 to 10. And then the final was 30 to 13. So
yeah. Wow. After that one,
I've been around.
That's the one I watched, and that's the one that hooked me on. I mean, as a kid, not knowing anything, you see something like that, you're like, "Oh, that seems cool,"
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Fred thinks that seems cool.
Yeah, I know.
You did.
I watched the 49ers when they had their run in the 80s too. When the Denver Broncos had lost 4 Super Bowls as well. Minnesota lost 4 Super Bowls. So I mean, but I remember the runs that the 49ers had and the butt kickings that they would put on some teams. And I mean, it was early in the 80s, and it was atrocious to watch the Super Bowls because you knew the Niners were in it. Whoever's on the other end, they're in trouble. And I think at one point in time, the Raiders had won the Super Bowl. I want to say it was 86 against the Redskins.
No, it was 83.
What 83? You're right. Yeah. Well, after that, it was 13 consecutive NFC Super Bowl wins after that.
Yeah. I got tired of that. Being an AFC guy.
Oh yeah.
But then then we lost our Super Bowl, and that was rough. And then the AFC went on. They got hot for a little while.
Yeah, thanks to the Patriots. Yeah, the Patriots, the Steelers. The Steelers,
Ravens, and the Patriots.
Ravens. Oh my God! Remember the Ravens destroyed the Giants. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then the tide turns. So.
All right, cool. So, like I said earlier, this is a test run. So, Fred, before we get out of here, why don't you talk a little bit about your podcast?
Yeah, I actually do. I'm an affiliate with the Cold Front Report. We are Buffalo Bills news and updates. We do a post-game show after every game on Sundays. We also share a lot of our content and a lot of Bills groups, any updates, injuries, anything happening in Buffalo. We're the first ones to try to put it out there and let everybody know what's going on. I spent a lot of time in Buffalo. I'm not from Buffalo. I'm 3 hours from Buffalo, but with this pandemic, it's driving me nuts because I can't get out there and hang out with the boys and the fans up at the Hammer Lot. But as soon as this is over with, you can sure to find me in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to travel. Head to Las Vegas.
Yes, sir.
So you know what though? That's kind of what I'm hoping for through this show. Also, I've met a lot of great Raider fans, and when I travel, we all hang out. So I'm looking forward to heading up there to Buffalo, and watching games with you, Fred. And then next year, of course, the Cowboy. We'll be in Dallas for the tailgate. So I would love to meet up with you there too, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you come up in Buffalo, we'll show you the right way. You'll have a whole new outlook for the Buffalo Bills. You come up to Orchard Park and spend a couple hours in the Hammer Lot with everyone.
Yeah,
get hammered.
You don't have to get hammered to have a good time, but you'll be with some good people.
Oh yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah. Hey, if that's what you want to do.
No. I want to remember the game. I want to remember the game.
You want to remember there's the game. So you got to remember, Buffalo Bills fans start on Thursdays for a Sunday game tailgating. So you're at the Hammer Lot by 8:00 if you want to park in the Hammer Lot. Because if not, Abbott Road is packed, shut down, and you won't get in the Hammer Lot. So, but
I got to go up there when it's snowing, though. I got to go up there when it's snowing.
Well, that could be tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to definitely do that.
Buffalo fans, it doesn't matter who they are. They're like family, and they do have a lot of respect for each other. And that's one thing I like about Bills fans is that they treat each other with respect.
Yeah. Awesome. That's cool. And Raider fans are like that too. Don't let the myth out there that we're, rough and tough and all that. Yeah, we are tough, and sometimes we can be rowdy, but you come down to our tailgates, man, you get we'll offer you food, we'll offer you drinks, we'll welcome you with arms wide open. Raider Nation's all about the other chilling with the other fan base for the most part. Of course, there's always
baby. Just win, baby.
Yeah. Hey, I like it. I'll take it. All right, cool. So Super Cowboy, how can Elite Super fans find you on social media?
I'm on Instagram under Super Cowboy. On Facebook, I'm a Super Cowboy DC Superfan.
All right, and Fred.
Yeah, if you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram, on Twitter. I'm on
Twitter, but I don't really go on there.
I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. If you want to follow the Cold Front Report, we're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. You can follow our page. We have a page on Facebook. That's where our live show is broadcast from, but we also share it on Twitter and Instagram. So you can find any information, anything you want from the Buffalo Bills from the Cold Front Report.
All right, cool. All right, and so Elite Super fans, we will be here tomorrow at 8:00 CST. We want you to join the chat line. I hear we got the chat line going on right here. Of course, all I see is Facebook users. So shout out to Death Hands who left his name in there. Hello, somebody said Raider Homer. Of course, TNBC, Peoria, Arizona, TBH AZ chapter. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Six Sun Raiders, thanks for tuning in. Lewis, what's up, brother? Raider Scream, TBH ATX for life, brother. And then we got a Facebook user comment says love the show. All right, cool. So I'm looking forward to this tomorrow, guys. Oh yeah, and then tomorrow we're gonna have Lucky, aka Prime, who is an Eagles fan. So Fred, you suggested that we would highlight the Sunday night football game, so that's what we'll do.
Perfect.
All right, cool. All right. Have a good night, Elite Super fans.
All right. Yeah.
Peace out.
Good.